so happy we alive.
Good evening, and welcome to Louisville Late Night. This evening, we're in the lovely Clifton Center.
Bombing began, to go over to the Ani DeFranco concert at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, and some of you may have heard what happened. Now you might wonder where I go on the moment that the bombs were about to fall, but 2,000 young people were packed into the Fine Arts Center in Newark, New Jersey to see Ani, a wonderful artist, perform. And she said I could introduce her and also explain the importance of independent media in a time of war and where people could get alternative information. They were also going to have political tabling. And we raced over to the Performing Arts Center, and I called the cell phone, and Ani answered. I thought she was going on the stage and getting ready. What are you doing answering this phone? So I don't know if the concert's going to go on. They will probably close down the concert if you go on the stage. They said no political speech allowed. But we are willing to risk this. They said, take the mic, make your statement about democratic media in a time of war, and if they close the mic, which we expect, we have a mic right behind, that's Ani's mic, pick it up and just keep on talking. Now, why is this significant and why does it relate to the rest of the country? Clear Channel is the very Bush-connected company that went from owning 47 radio stations to 1,400 in no time at all, as the FCC and Michael Powell now, the son of General Colin Powell, who heads it, are in the process of deregulating the media. And so we have seen this explosion of, I would say, ownership, except it's this concentration of ownership. Owning 1,400 radio stations in the country, they're sponsoring pro-war rallies, and they're saying that music that is critical of war cannot be played, and they're pushing other kinds of songs. And they're saying no political speech allowed. Well, we got up, and we gave our little speech, and they didn't close the mic, and Ani got up, and she said, that's 1 for the people and 0 for the knuckleheads. And then she sang, your next full moon. The next thing you're gonna need to yourself. These are very serious times at every level. Michael Franti, the great hip-hop artist, just told his story on Democracy Now! Of being at a concert on the East Coast, flying home to California, and the FBI knocking on the door. The FBI knocking on the door of one of the band members' homes and starting to question them and showing them pictures of their performance the night before on the East Coast and starting to question about who everyone is. He described getting his MTV email. These are artists, right, who got their music videos that said, we will play no songs that say the word war. This all has to be challenged. Our mission is to make dissent commonplace in America. So you're not surprised when you're at work, someone walks over to the water cooler and makes a comment, that someone isn't shocked and says, what's that all about? But that it comes out of the finest tradition that built this country. People engaged in dissent. We have parallel worlds in this country. For some, it's the greatest democracy on earth. There is no question about that. But for others, I mean, immigrants now in detention facilities, they have no rights, not even to a lawyer. And we have to be there, and we have to watch, and we have to listen, and we have to tell their stories until they can tell their own. That's why I think Democracy Now! Is a very good model for the rest of the media, as is the Indie Media Center all over the country and the world, built on almost nothing except the goodwill and the curiosity and the interest and the passion of people who are tired of seeing their friends and neighbors through a corporate lens, and particularly tired and afraid of the fact that that image is being projected all over the world. That is very dangerous. Dissent is what makes this country healthy. And the media has to fight for that, and we have to fight for an independent media.
Give me the kitchen breakdown. Freedom is a rumor.
Thank you so much for coming out. What a wonderful Louisville welcome. I come from Pacifica Radio, which was founded 56 years ago by a man named Lou Hill. He was a World War II conscientious objector. When he came out of the detention camps, he said there has to be a media outlet that is not run by corporations that profit from war, but run by journalists and artists. Not run by corporations, as George Goodman, founder of the Cultural Environment Movement, says, not run by corporations that have nothing to tell and everything to sell, but are raising our children today. And so the first Pacifica station, KPFA, founded in Berkeley, 1949. The next one, KPFK in Los Angeles in 1959. 1960, my station, WBAI in New York, went on the air. 1970, KPFT in Houston, and WPFW in Washington went on the air in 1977. KPFT in Houston was the only radio station in the country whose transmitter was blown up twice in the first year of operation by the Ku Klux Klan. Now, I don't know if it was the Exalted Cyclops or the Grand Dragon, because I often confuse their titles, but they said it was their proudest act, and I think that's because they understand how dangerous Pacifica is. Dangerous simply because it allows people to speak for themselves. And when you hear someone speaking from their own experience that breaks down caricatures and stereotypes that fuel the hate groups. We need an independent media in a time of war. We need, especially in a time like now, with whole populations targeted, always African Americans, now Arab Americans, Muslims, people of South Asian descent, a place where they can be heard. The whole Abu Ghraib prison scandal. We just passed the first anniversary of the release of the photographs. I really do think it started before the first low-level soldier laid a finger on the first Iraqi prisoner. I think it began somehow, well, there's always the chain of command, and that must be investigated. Human Rights Watch is calling for a special prosecutor, saying Alberto Gonzales, the Attorney General of the United States, cannot honestly investigate this because he, as White House counsel, laid the legal groundwork for the torture by saying that the Geneva Conventions don't apply, that they're quaint. I have to say, this trip that we've been on, and I want to thank Dennis Moynihan, our outreach coordinator, who soon will be passing around the Daily Digest email list that you can all sign up on. You'll get our daily headlines and media